A man's body was found early Monday in West Hollywood, in the West Hollywood home of prominent Democratic donor Ed Buck, authorities said. It was the second time a man was found dead at Buck's apartment. And may I add, second time a black man. Buck is a longtime political donor, a one-time West Hollywood City Council candidate, and a well-known figure in the LGBTQ political circles. Deputies from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department West Hollywood Station responded to the Laurel Avenue apartment complex at 1:05 in the morning in response to a report of a person not breathing. The department said in a statement, at some point the 911 caller performed CPR, the department said. Paramedics pronounced the man dead at the scene. The cause of death was not yet known. The dead man's name has not been released, but Nicole Nishida, a spokeswoman for the Sheriff's Department, said he was black. Buck previously was investigated for the death of another black man in the 2017 overdose of Jamel Moore, age 26. Buck was present for both deaths of both men, the Sheriff's Department said Monday. Buck's attorney, Seymour Amester, said Buck was not arrested and is cooperating with investigators. From what I know, it was an old friend, 26 years old. He wasn't that old. It was an old friend who died from an accidental overdose, and unfortunately, we believe that the substance was ingested at someplace other than the apartment. Amester said the person came over intoxicated. Sheriff's homicide investigators are conducting a thorough investigation of the most recent death and will do follow-up interviews and a secondary review of Moore's death, the department said. Captain Chris Bergner of the Sheriff's Homicide Bureau said his detectives will be working very closely with the district attorney's office and will be carefully examining all the evidence. Oh, you mean how you did it the first time, which allowed it to happen again? Moore died of a methamphetamine overdose in Buck's apartment in July 2017, according to Los Angeles County's coroner report. Paramedics found him naked on a mattress in the living room, which was littered with drug paraphernalia, the report said. Moore's mother, Letitia Nixon of Texas, and his friends questioned whether Buck's ties to elected officials and differences in race and class influenced the investigation and whether the drugs that killed him were self-administered. Moore had been homeless and had worked as an escort. Buck, 64, is white. The coroner ruled Moore's death an accident and an initial review. The coroner ruled Moore's death as an accident and initial review by the sheriff's deputies found nothing suspicious about a 26-year-old man naked on a mattress in a bedroom of somebody who has money to be donating to political candidates. There's nothing suspicious about that. Okay, let's keep going. But the following month, homicide detectives launched a new investigation. Prosecutors this summer declined to file charges against Buck, citing insufficient evidence. According to the court records, in a charge evaluation worksheet dated July 26, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office said that the admissible evidence is insufficient to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that suspect Buck furnished drugs to Jamel Moore or that the suspect Buck possessed drugs. The document also cited an inadmissible search and seizure and did not provide details. Oh, you mean they purposely blew the search and seizure? Okay. The district attorney's office reviewed and rejected 4 charges. Murder, voluntary manslaughter, and furnishing and possessing drugs. So he didn't even get on a drug possession. Moore had flown from Houston to Los Angeles the day he died. Moore's mother said that Buck bought his airplane ticket. The Times reviewed pages of a journal that authorities said found among Moore's possessions. In it, Moore wrote in 2016 about using crystal methamphetamine. He says, "I've become addicted to drugs, and the worst one at that." Moore wrote, Ed Buck is the one to thank. He gave me my first injection of crystal meth. The entry continues. I just hope that the end result isn't death. If it didn't hurt so bad, I'd kill myself, but I'll let Buck do it for now. According to the coroner's report, an investigator found the following items in Buck's 2-bedroom apartment: 24 syringes with brown residue, which I'm sure any chemical testing would have proved what the brown residue was, okay? 5 glass pipes and with white residue, more residue to test, and burn marks, a plastic straw with possible white residue, clear plastic bags with white powdery residue, and a clear plastic bag with a piece of crystal-like substance. So they had the drugs. It's so corrupt, you gotta laugh. Like, just to keep from crying. West Hollywood Councilman John D'Amicos on Monday said he asked the city manager to contact the sheriff and push for an investigation after the latest death. Only after the latest death, because it looks real bad now. I have no further comment at this time. I'm going to let the DA and the LASD do their jobs, D'Amicos said. Councilwoman Lindsay Horvath said she has been in contact with the captain of the local sheriff station and tried to reach Sheriff Alex Villanueva directly. I support a full investigation of all facts related to this case, as well as a full consideration by all the facts of district attorney. I'm sick and heartbroken by the facts we know so far. Blah, 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 blah. Let me get to the good part. Okay. So Buck became nationally known figure in the late 1980s when he held an effort to impeach Arizona Governor Evan Mecham. News reports at the time described Buck as a conservative Republican. New York Times in 1987 described him as a 33-year-old millionaire entrepreneur who retired from the insurance service business a year ago and found the Mecham Recall Committee. Okay. Now, so he was a conservative Republican. And then upon learning that Buck is gay, Mecham's aides distributed a bumper. So which means nobody knew before that because he was a starch Republican. Okay. And remember in the beginning of the article, he is now a Democrat. Okay. Once people found out that he was gay. Okay. All right. Just want to point that out. Okay. Anyway, through June, Buck gave $23,600 to various California races and causes, including $7,600 to former state Senate President Pro Tem Kevin De Leon, Democrat in Los Angeles, while he was considering a run for lieutenant governor, according to the campaign finance records. He also then donated to candidates running for election to the West Hollywood City Council and Los Angeles Unified School District Board and the state Senate. And he served on the Stonewall Democratic Club steering committee. You see, this man was given a pass. He killed one brother and they let him slide. And then now he done killed another one, and now they want to act like they didn't know what happened the first time. Yo, get out of here. These people are given a pass. This is another pass that we see happening. And the person was caught at the scene and he still got a pass. You know why? Because he got money. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we seeing what's going on with Jasmine Barnes. This person got a pass. The person that stabbed Miss Washington on the Q train got a pass. George Zimmerman got a pass. All these, you understand what I'm saying? You have to protect yourself. And, I hear people like, we got to stop telling the victims what to do. No, you don't have the power. If you don't have the power to stop a sick individual from doing something sick to you, you have to alter your behavior so you don't get entangled in their sickness. Sick is sick, whether it be white supremacy sick or any other kind of sick. Alter your behavior so you don't get entangled in their sickness. Black people, pay attention to your surroundings. Please follow your guts. Follow your guts. Our ancestors are talking to us. Our spiritual guides, the universe, God, Jesus, whoever you want to say, they're talking to us and telling us, you understand, that to watch out. These are signs. Pay attention to what's going on. Take your head out of the sand. Pay attention.
It's the second suspicious death of a man inside the apartment of prominent West Hollywood activist and political donor, 65-year-old Ed Buck.
Found a black male adult who was pronounced dead at the scene.
In July 2017, 26-year-old Jamel Moore was found dead inside Buck's apartment from an apparent methamphetamine overdose. Jamel was working as an escort. Inside his journal, Moore wrote, Buck gave him the drugs, got him hooked, claiming he had a fetish for luring young black men into his apartment to test their limits. Since Moore's death, several male escorts allegedly hired by Buck revealed similar stories.
It is suspicious that this has happened twice now.
Buck was never charged in Moore's death, the district attorney citing there wasn't enough evidence. This woman says she's known Ed Buck for more than 30 years. There are always men seen entering the apartment at odd hours.
Sad, I saw the last gentleman go in when I was walking my dogs, and sadly he did not come out.
Well, Pat, they are saying they have no reason to believe a crime was committed in this building on Laurel Avenue. They reopened the case, in their own words, out of an abundance of caution.
It seems like everyone's turning a blind eye because my son was a gay black man.
A Texas mother's video may have gotten the attention of the LA County Sheriff's Department. Detectives in West Hollywood are now taking another look at the death of Jamel Moore, which had been ruled an accidental overdose. His mother blames this man, political donor Ed Buck, who has given thousands to Democratic campaigns, even had his picture taken with Hillary Clinton. Moore died in Buck's West Hollywood apartment on July 27th. Local political blogger Jasmine Canick shared these pages, reportedly from Moore's journal, accusing Buck of injecting him with crystal meth. This is a tragic death that is being blown out of proportion and trying to be made into something it's not.
An old-time friend of Ed's came over, and Ed was reluctant to have him come over. The individual came over, had already been partying, apparently had already taken some substances. There are some individuals in our society who have a huge heart, maybe bigger than what they should have, and they allow individuals to come over when they probably, some of us would not allow them to come over, and then things happen thereafter. Not being involved in their death, trying to help them and counsel them to change their ways, but this is what happens.
So you've seen Ed before.
But I was in LA. I've been in LA many times.
Okay.
I know the little scene.
Okay.
And yes, this dude does like to, exhibit predatory behavior. I've never gone home with him.
Okay.
But I've seen his little ways.
Have you been to his place before?
No.
Okay. What's the web?
Because everybody knows that's the creep. Don't hang out with the creep. But the ones who are drugged up already, the girls in the club, girls as in gay boys in the club, okay, who are maybe a little inebriated off the tea, smoking whatever kind of drug, and they want a little money, he'll throw them, some change, and they'll go home with him.
Wow.
And